What up, everybody? It's your boy Emiliano Capitals with a capital C, and once you see my videos, we're about to slice some cheese. So yesterday we talked about the space, and even this one gold signal was shared on my free groups. Go and check it. Go and check it. But what I did, I ended up holding it all the way to this one here, because even during the retracement, because remember yesterday we took those cells here, I think I risked like 0.05. Then from here to here, my account was flipped actually, because from 3,000 rands we were on 9,000. Then from here we then got a push back to here. Then from this push they dropped. Now the reason why I ended up holding gold was because of this impulsive push down. Because this impulsive push down, I knew that okay, even though they're going to retrace, this retracement is not going to take us out, because the way they collected this leg where we were targeting for profits, they showed us that the sellers are still strong. So that's why today when they came back here, that's when I went out. Why? Because they failed to close below the bodies of that previous candlestick. That's when I decided to go out. You can see this signal was shared. Like I was saying, guys, we have a free signal group. This was shared. You can see from here we were targeting 5.3 to 5.866. So this was that momentum I was talking about, and you can see from here. And by the way, this was, or should I say, it's a joint account, right? But I don't do account management and pull accounts and stuff. This is for private students only, right? So this is a pull account of 3 people, right? So we were in those cells, but that time when they retraced back to our entries, we went out, because you can see here I was floating like 9,440. But the little retracement that took place inside after we hit TP1, I had to go out, and you can see that my balance was 9k. They took that 400 they gave me, but it was still a phenomenal trade, right? So you can see that from here now, the reason why I went back in is because of, let me go and show you. Went in back with a 0.1. After those 0.05, I went in with 0.1. Why? Because what I noticed is these guys, they went down with an impulsive movement. So I was looking for this one to hold. That's why when they came back here, I rallied up. Sorry, I rallied down with 0.1, because 0.1 I knew that okay, if I can hold tight, if I can just hold tight, we can make money. Because the overall trend, I ended up holding my trade around here, because I closed during this retracement. I kept on holding, but my stop loss was no longer at the top there. It was around here, because I knew that even if they take me out, I won't lose anything there. So they went here, and the good thing is during this retracement I wasn't on my charts, right? I only came back this morning and I saw them around here. That's when I went out, right? Because I can show you. You see here, you can see that this was almost almost 24 minutes past the 10, and they were floating 27 thou there. Then in the morning, that's when I decided to close in the morning. You can see there we were floating. First we were floating like 55. Then when they started to retrace, I had to like go out, right? Because like I was saying, this is a pool account. I can not take a decision alone. I have to make sure that we are both satisfied with the results, right? So now when you go and check my last video that I dropped, my last recent video that I dropped on my channel there, because we were discussing this pairs before this movement. And remember what I said about this pairs is we should see them pushing down, man. But the overall push, like I was saying, we were expecting a deep pullback here, because this was our last untapped order block, right? It was our last untapped order block here, and you can see that they failed to close below it. Even that time when you were holding the cells, let's say even that time when you see this candlestick here, by that time when they close inside, not outside, you can see here they closed below. I mean, they failed to close below, which means that the sellers were now becoming weak. So if the sellers are now becoming weak, that means you need a retracement on lower time frames. Maybe let's say you missed the first sales. It was easy. Now when you see this, because now on lower time frames, remember what I said there, they collected our first take profit here with an impulsive movement, right? Which means that these guys, there's no need for them to go to 78.6, right? Which means that now according to 30 minutes and 15 minutes, I should be looking for 61.8 points of interest and 50%. So this time, if you look around 50% retracement, we cannot use it. Why? Because we cannot look for trades there no matter what. Why? Because around here we have what? Liquidity. And that liquidity is an internal inducement. Internal inducement for who? For these current traders right now. Because this current trade, even the first ones, when they saw price taking out this leg, right, they thought price change character. That's why they bought here. You can see they bought from here. You can see there's a blue candlestick there. But what you should be interested on was the space between 61.8, which was this gap, right? Which was this imbalance here. Because now once these guys come inside that imbalance, what do you need? Now you need a shift on 5 minutes, like I always say. Even on 10 minutes, still okay, because what take place on 15 minutes take place first here. I don't know what's wrong with my lower time frames. Let me quickly drive it like this. Yeah, even 3 minutes, like I always say, 3 minutes, even 3 minutes is okay, because the closure below with the body, you just need to drag your Fibonacci the right way. Now when you look at this time frame, you can see this is where they changed character. Not at the top. This leg here, this one here, when you put it around here, you are now dealing with more fractality. So when you look at the structure, you can see this here was the leg that was responsible for changing character, right? So if I take my Fibonacci from this leg that was responsible for changing character to this one here, I look at 61.8 with 61.8. 61.8 is here, right? 61.8 is here. And as long as you are looking at I mean, gold is something that likes to collect liquidity before they push down or up. So from here, we have a supply now. So this supply was supposed to be your last selling zone. Right? It was supposed to be your last selling zone, because now when you sell from that zone, where is your target? The target is going to be your previous 1 hour leg, because remember, now you want to see those guys taking out that previous leg, which is, let me delete this, which is what this candlestick here body. They need to close with the body, because if they fail to close with the body, that means that those sellers, they were in, but they were not strong. So if they were not strong, that means that these guys, they can even come, and use these guys, collect those guys as inducement, right, and continue down. Or they can even come and respect this one here inside here. But since they failed here, there's a high possibility that these guys can now come and retrace. Let's go to 1 hour. That means they can even retrace deeply now to 78.6 this time. If I pull my Fibonacci from here, because we are still trading inside this high and this low here. So 78.6 is here. And if you look inside 78.6, I have this supply has been holding price there. So I have a supply here. So now, should this guys break above and come to this one? This will be, remember now, let me show you something. Should this leg hold price, which is this one, which is something that I'm looking at right now, should they hold price? If you measure this distance from here to here, they dropped. This was an 8% drop. So if this was an 8% drop, that means that these guys can even give you more than that this time. But what you can do is, obvious after those risks. So when you look at this one now, you can see that before we can target more than that, the same candlestick that they gave us here, we want to see that move comes in. And when you look down, there's a reason down below here, because you can see we can choose this one because there's a lot of liquidity down below. Or I can go to 2 hours to get a clean, clear candle there. Makes sense with this one, but you can see that they are more likely to penetrate it. Let's go to 3 hours. Yes, now when you look at 3 hours, you can see we have this last candlestick here, last selling candlestick. So this last selling candlestick here is my buy range, right? So the aim, I'm still looking for gold. So currently we are looking for a retracement on gold. Can it be a continuation? If it's a continuation, that means they're gonna break past everything there before the retracement, right? So this is some of the reasons I collected my profits there. So other than when you look at this, guys, they collected most of the liquidities, like I was saying. Even this fair value gap here, there's some traders who are using this fair value gap right now. It's not a problem, because even myself, I might even get on the London session, because this is what It's almost 8 o'clock. Almost 8 o'clock. Okay, we have a fair value gap, right? Now these guys are closing above our range, right? So if they are closing above our range, I'll be looking for a push from where they currently are. Let's go 15 minutes. Yeah, so after this candlestick close above, that's when I can buy. And my target will be this one, because remember, these guys are failing. You know what, let me just add an entry there. Just give me one. Sorry about that, guys. My kids are using my phone, man. Always Cocomelon time and again. Always Cocomelon time and again. So if you are trading a small account, man, you can wait for that closure there, man. Just wait for a candlestick to close above, then you can jump into those buys. Because even on my side, if I enter this buys, I won't enter recklessly, but because this is a pool account, jeez. This is a pool account, and you gotta be precise when you do this. Okay, I have like 2 trades, 0.05. Yeah, man, this is a retracement, so I won't risk too much on it. Let me check my SL. I don't want a big SL, but if I can risk, if I can put like before the break, sorry, after the break and close, I can risk like 2K and target 17, because like I was saying here, I'm already in, but next time you get something like this, I advise you to wait for something like this, man. Right? Wait for an engulfing candlestick, right? Always wait for an engulfing candlestick, something like that. Because before that means price is risk. You know what? Let me close one entry. It was in profits. It's okay. You know, let me just open one position, because this is a retracement, right? And like I was saying, it's a pool account and I don't want to mess it up, right? Yeah, so even here, price will be coming here. Always, man, like, and unless you are okay taking a risk, unless you are okay taking a risky trades, that way you can. But if you are not okay taking risky trades, this is something that you can wait for, right? Which is the wait for the previous buyers to be engulfed. Because even after this, man, I can wait for on lower time frames, because you can see on 15 minutes, that means 5 minutes I can wait for them to do this, then start giving me those cells. And remember, before they do that, they are risky. That means you're okay. But after they break and close, I can immediately even sell, immediately put my stop loss 2-3 pips above there. So, and normally when you are trading retracement, don't risk aggressive. Don't go aggressively. We also had GBP USD sales, right? Go and check my previous video, guys. This pairs, we talked about them yesterday. So this one is just to check if how did they go there. You can see there, like I was saying, man, we are targeting this change of character there. We are targeting that inducement and that point of interest. More liquidity is down below, right? There's more liquidity down below there. So now we are approaching the London session, and when you're approaching the London session, I can even use the session by Lux Algo, which is session trading. But what I normally do is, because I don't need the Sydney, so I only need the New York, Tokyo range and the New York range. Like yesterday, man. Yesterday, when you go check gold, let's check gold first. Look at the New York session, man. Look at the New York session. Yesterday we were trading the New York session, and when you go to 1 hour, you can see that both London session and New York session, they were aggressively, right? They were aggressively, but like I was saying, the Tokyo session, it was just a sort of like a continuation that failed to break the structure down below there. But look at the New York session. Our New York session went perfectly right. It was a sniper entry, right? And when you get a sniper entry on gold and you use even if you go small, man, even if you like go 0.01, gold it's a very impulsive metal, right? It's a very impulsive metal. So as long as you are on the right direction, you always make money. All right. GBP USD. Go and check my previous session, right? Go and check my previous session there on my recent added video on my channel there. We talked about it. Odd USD, we are not in it. Euro USD, we are already in sales also. And like I was saying, look at this, guys. Look at this, beautiful. And like I was saying, we wanted to see price, because price dropped, and like I was saying, we were not in. They changed character, but what you needed to do this year was just an accumulation. Then you can see they manipulated with that candlestick. That's where we sold. But I said that even if they manipulate deeply inside, still okay. That's why our SL was there, so that even if they give us a deeply retracement to this order block here, we were still safe, because even if that we were going to wait for that candlestick to close and for another one to engulf it. So no need for us to go out, man. We just need to follow the market structure. Like today, I can see that already they are closing below. They are closing below here, right? And now my stop loss, there's no need for my stop loss to be there. I can even put it around here, right? So there's no need for me to put my stop loss there, because now here I'm just looking for price, man, to, you know, keep pushing down, because USD JPY is buying, like I was saying yesterday, man. It's buying. But remember what I said was, if price fails to break and close above the 4-hour leg, because we were currently looking at the structure. Let me delete this, because what I said is, if this move failed to close above here, that means that change of character is weak, and if it's weak, that means they have induced. And now if it's weak, what do? You look at the last extreme demand, which was this one. And like I was saying, if you were going to buy, wait for the 4 hour to close. If it fails to close, that means they are going to manipulate down here. Then during that manipulation, you are going to enter, because when you enter, you are expecting what? You are expecting a push from there. And remember what I said, this is your USD JPY target there. Why that one there? Because when you go daily, you will see that that's the last leg they need to take out, because these guys are bullish, right? So which means that we are expecting USD JPY to buy the whole month, because the reason why gold is selling, USD JPY is buying, USD ZAR is buying, is because of this correlation. The DXY is pushing up. And remember what I said on my last video there, we want to see these guys pushing up until 96.934 or 98.076. So you need to look at how, like here, yes, there is a high potential for these guys to even come to this supply here, right? Why? We are not second guessing, because even if they retrace before they tap there, it's still okay. But look here, look at this candlestick, how it took out this level here. They took out that level with a body, right now what's left is to see this candlestick closing above there, because we want to see it being our range. Then from that range, we want to see price pushing up there. And when these guys are pushing up, that means USDT will continue pushing down. Like I was saying, you can see that we are still pushing. Go and look at this charts, guys. Even this one, even this previous one was shared on the free groups. This one, we talked about them yesterday and this week, right? Same goes to Nasdaq. It's just that when I trade USDT, I don't trade Nasdaq. When I trade Nasdaq, I don't trade USDT. When I trade gold, I don't trade these ones. But the amen, all this take profits. I can even remove this one. All this take profits. Even this last take profit here. Remember? Remember now, all this, we are targeting this, but the overall TPs are here. But because we want to see price changing correct. Go and look at this pairs, guys. Like I was saying, this one here is just a retracement. So the reason why I'm not risking too much on it is because it's a retracement. And like I was saying, it's not confirmed until they break and close up after. Going back to my session trading, you will see that we are in the Tokyo session. So Tokyo session, you want to stay away from gold unless you wait for a clear direction, which is a closure above. So I'm in a loss right now, because I wanted to take advantage of that retracement, but it's okay, man. If my SL has been mitigated, I will wait for another setup. But since it's now Friday, guys, that's mostly what I do is I look at, because I have my 1,000 euro account, right? My 1,000 euro account, and I'm looking to trade. I'm looking forward to trade crypto today, because you can see, yeah, I took it from 80. I will show you. I took it from 87 euro. I've been trading it for like a month now, because I'm trying to build it to a better equity. I'm trying to build it to a better equity, right? So yeah, man, this is to show you that even losses, guys, I do experience losses. Right? I do experience losses. This is just to show you how transparent I am. To show you that there's no time for demos, right? But there's no problem trading a demo, because that's where you trade you test your, sorry, yeah, that's where you test your strategy at, right? That's where you test your strategy on your demo. Test your strategies and your emotions there. So yeah, so like I was saying, man, I'm looking at crypto, and mostly now crypto. When it comes to crypto, before I can go to any pair, I like to look at I like to look at I like to look at the fundamentals, right? But before the fundamentals, actually, I look at Bitcoin, because most of the coins that follow, they follow under Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin governs most of them, right? So let me remove the yeah, man. Then we can start on monthly. So monthly, I can see that the overall trend for Bitcoin, it's bullish ever since we took out the major high here. So it's been printing major higher highs and higher lows, major higher highs and higher lows. So right now, these guys are approaching, or they are sitting at, is it 82,000? We will check, but the overall trend, you can see that we are still bullish. The first signal was this last break of structure. This was the last, and this was the first signal that Bitcoin is about to drop, or Bitcoin is about to close below your buying range, which was this one here. So we are still in a bullish trend, which means that this leg here is still holding price, right? It's still holding price. We can put it here. It's still holding price. So by the time we take this out, that means we changed character. Can they change character right now, or maybe after a retracement? We don't know. But when you look at the structure, they haven't changed character yet. And when I pull my Fibonacci, if they change character, when I pull my Fibonacci from here to here, that means when they change character, they can even come to 61.8, retrace back to supply, or this gap, then they can come to this one or take out this one, right? But before they do that, man, the overall trend is bullish. Like I was saying, until they break and close above, we are still in this demand here, right? We are still, they tried, when was this? They tried November to close below the demand. They failed. They tried to go up December. They failed. So this is Jan, and they haven't decided if they are going to continue going down or retracing, because the major retracement is when they take out that leg there. Because when they take out this leg, that's when I know that, okay, these guys can give us these pullbacks before they take out this leg here. but the overall trend is still bullish, right? The overall trend is still bullish. So I can even do this. Now what I need to know is, after this break of structure, did we get a 50% retracement or not? Because if not, that means these guys, they can even come and test on this untapped demands here. So from here to here, this was a true break of structure at the top. Why? Because when you look at this, we got a 50% retracement, which was this imbalance here. So they came, then they rebalanced everything there. Right, sorry about that. They rebalanced everything here. So which means that now when you look at the structure, we are overall bullish. And now when I refine my demand, you can see we have this weekly demand here. Price is on my weekly demand. So even if this guys doesn't push all the way to the top there, I can even still buy after confirmation. I can buy up until this zone. Because why this zone? Hey, this zone, when they take it up, now they have changed the character. Because currently we don't have a higher low, right? Like here, we don't have a higher low because there's no a change of character yet. Like here we had a high, higher low, higher high. Is this a higher low? Not yet. Until we shift this, that's when we gonna say we have a higher low, and price can even continue pushing up unless they decide otherwise. Because the overall trend, like I was saying, the overall trend, man, is bullish, and price can still come and break and close above there, and unless they decide otherwise, right? So according to structure, now I can see that, okay, when you look at the structure, we are still in a selling range because we've been selling for a very long time. But when you look at this candlestick, the price is failing to break and close above and below, and every time they fail to break and close above, but when you look here, right, you can see that they were failing to break and close above, so they were still bearish. Even right now they are still bearish. But I'm looking for this low to hold price, right? I'm looking for this low to hold price, because once they take out this low, that means price is more likely to go and change correct. But we are weekly, right? We are on a weekly weekly candlesticks. Daily, these guys, they came to our daily candlestick, haven't changed the character yet. But what I like about the internal structure is, when you look at the internal structure, you will see that internal structure has collected most of the liquidities down below there, but price is still in a range, right? But when I go 4 hours, I can see that, yes, for them to come to this demand, they needed a bearish trend, right? This one here was the 4-hour demand. So for them to come down here, what they need is, they need a bearish trend, right? They need what? A bearish trend. And we haven't gotten that bearish trend yet, right? Remember, they haven't changed character yet. So when you look at the current structure, you will see that here, because after this movement here, let me show you something. That time, after they tap, the first time they tapped here, they went up. But when you look how they changed character, like I always say, you need to pay sorry, the last selling candle. This was the last sales here. So you like I always say, you need to look at how they take out this structures, because now when these guys take out this structure with a weak movement like this, when they take it with a movement like this, because look at these candlesticks that took out that change of character, they were weak, right? They were weak, which means that if they are weak like this, when they are weak like this, what are you expecting? You are expecting, so but before you drag your Fibonacci, you are going to wait for them to change character on lower time frames, which are your fractal change of character, because that fractal change of character is just an indication that a new leg has been printed, and that new leg you can target it next time after you get your trade. And what I always advise people is, once we shift around there, that means we have one here, 2 point, we have 4 points pointing in the same direction, because this leg was our last selling leg. Once they take it out, we change the character. We have 4. We have 2 here. We have 3 here, and we have 4 at the top. So number 4 is our next TP once we get those sales. Those buys. And remember, guys, like I always say, I don't have a holy grail strategy, and everything that take place, any activity that take place in this channel is for educational purpose only, right? But I do make some peeps there and there, because I have a proper risk management. What matters is how you risk your account and reward yourself, right? So now, since I know that, now because we changed the character here internally, now I know when I pull my Fibonacci from this one to this one, I'll be looking at 78.6 retracement before I can buy. Why? Because price failed to shift with an impulsive movement at the top there. So we 78.6. This blue candlestick was my last selling candlestick here, and when price mitigates on lower time frames like 15 minutes and 5 minutes, I will drop another video on how you can, how you can trade using proper risk management and how to use confirmations, right? So once I enter here, I'm in. Then where is my target? Remember, now we are in a bullish trend, right? We have tapped a major point of interest. So your target is this one, right? And you can see you were targeting that one, but they didn't come to that zone. That's why I say that once you enter here, you need to pay close attention, right? Pay close attention to what? Remember, these were the sales that came to this demand, right? Which means that they were also our TP there. Now, once they take out that leg, you need to switch to daily to check if they closed with a, you need to go to weekly, daily, but mostly go to weekly, because you need to check if they were shifting with the body. And you can see that since they were failing to shift with the body, that means that you go out, because lower time frame gonna give you deep retracement. But that's not the topic for now. What I want us to look at now is the current structure, right? Because the current structure, like I was saying, as they were going up there, this was an indication that they failed, because here they changed the character. So sub-internally, they are still maintaining a bearish trend, because like I was saying, man, gold was selling yesterday and BTC was selling, but I don't trade them at a go. That's how I apply my risk management. We changed the character. Ever since we changed the character, we never had a proper retracement. I mean, so since we changed character, we never had a clear direction now. But when you look at this last demand, let's check if we can get a last demand. To remember, 1 hour is the last time frame we use for our refinement. So I wanna see if there's an untapped demand there that I can use, right? An untapped demand here that I can use. Let's quickly check 1 hour. Yes, let's check quickly here. 1 hour. This one was tapped. This one was tapped. We are left with this one because when you go inside here, you can see this candlestick almost tapped this. You see, this candlestick almost tapped. So it's our inducement there. All right, so now when you look at the structure, now you can see that the current structure is bearish because this was the last higher low, and this was the last higher high here. Because from there we changed the character, we shifted character from bullish to bearish, right? So now I'm looking at this. So even this buys, guys, I'm looking for them as a retracement, right? I'm looking for them as a retracement because these guys, they collected the liquidity that was below, they left the one at the top there, and at the top there we also have an untapped supply, right? Beside an untapped supply, we have this liquidity, which is an inducement liquidity. But your decisions will be made after we collected that candlestick here. So because until we break and close that, this is a risky trade, guys, because you'll be trading against a trend. And here you can see inside this was simply just an inducement, and this here is simply just sorry guys, internal change of character there. So until they break and close there, I cannot drag my Fibonacci. But let's go 1 hour. 1 hour, you can see we are still bearish, man. So once we take out this leg, that means that sub-internally we have changed character, and that's when we can target those legs at the top there. So beside that, or before that, whatever that we're gonna do here will be risky, right? It will be risky. So um I still look for these guys to drop to this one before the actual shift, because now once this guy shift here, we'll be targeting this one as our first trade at the top there. Yeah, man, something like this, because the overall trend, man, is bearish. And the overall trend, if the overall trend is bearish like this, if I go lower time frames, I'll be looking for sales there instead of buys, because you can see here already now these guys, they have closed below there. So even if I sell here, even if I sell where they are, because they closed below this and they gave us a reversal pattern there. But I don't trade patterns and stuff. This is just to show you that even here one can still trade. Some can sell or some can wait for something like this before the push in to this pair there. So the point of interest there, right? But when you look at the bigger picture, which is something that I'm interested on, I'm looking for sales. Sorry, I'm looking for buys. But the current structure right now, will this sales last at least? Let me check. We have this current low, current lower high, current lower low. Is this a lower high? Let me check if they corrected 50% or 61.8 from here to here. Yeah, man. So I'm also gonna add a BTC sell. But this one is a scalp. This one is a scalp, and for that retracement, gold is approaching my SL. It's okay, man. It's okay. Like I was saying, the overall trend for BTCs, yeah, the overall trend for BTC, man, it sells. So yeah, I'ma go in BTC. So I'm not going hard on this pairs because it's still in the money, and I like most of these pairs. I like trading them around the New York session, or like adding more trades, man, because yesterday we went in before the New York session because we were looking at the market management and the structure, of course, knowing how much you are willing to risk. That's what matters the most, because even when price is trailing your stop loss, man, you are not going to, you know, you're not going to stress out because you are okay with that risk. You are okay with that risk. So yeah, once we get here, man, I'll be looking for those retracements before we can buy. Right, obviously gonna give you something like this on lower time frames, shift here, give you those retracement. But like I was saying, man, from here, even if you target the top here, because there's liquidity at the top, there is still okay. But I'll be looking for price to push to these zones. Yeah, man, let's go higher time frames. So now you can make sense there. Yeah, we still have potential to go up. We still have potential to go up, but the current structure now is sales. So we're looking at, it's looking good. It's currently looking good. So yeah, man. Yeah, guys, let's give it some time. Let's give it some time, then we'll check it. Gold is also coming back. Like I was saying, I'm not gonna go out until price take out my SL, and so far my SL is still protected. Let's go to gold. So I'm not gonna, it's Standard and Poor. Go and check all the videos, man. Standard Poor, we managed to hit this TP, and I'm waiting for something like this on gold, man. This type of retracement, I'm waiting for it on gold, but gold is gold. It's still playing around. You can play around before until they just go and check my recent previous edit video. You will see how we analyze the Standard and Poor, because like I was saying, man, the DXY is pushing up, and if the DXY is pushing up, most of the pairs are going to be affected, right? You see, most of the pairs are going to be affected from here. Like I was saying, man, we are looking for a push to those certain zones there, right? So even gold is just retracing. The overall trend is bearish, right? The overall trend is bearish on gold, because gold, I want to see gold closing below my daily low. Right? I want to see gold closing below my daily low. So the trade that I'm in right now is just a retracement, right? It's just a retracement. So nothing to change. Even the you guys, there's no need for you to go out. Now look here. Yesterday we said that if we get a closure below, that means that we can continue holding those cells. All right. So there's no need for you to go out from this one now. So today I just want to see them closing below here, because from here now I know that my next stop will be this one. Then I can decide what to do next when we get there. So right now it's just to give my current trades just a little bit time for them to, let's see, man. Let's quickly see, because like I said, gold is coming back, and yeah. I think with gold, because yeah, you can see. Let's go back to you soil. Like I always say, guys, this is not a holy grail strategy. You can see here, I was looking for price to continue selling. From here they sold, they failed to close below, so from here we went out, right? But the last time we traded the US oil, we made money. I think it was with the buys. Let me check if we still have the setup. No, it was silver. Yeah, it was silver. So even Ethereum, I'm still looking for a little bit push up, because last time they failed to push up here, but we didn't sell. But even if I wanted to sell, it was just to wait for them to come back to this breaker block, right? Then I could sell there. With breaker block, the candlestick that is holding every candlestick there was this blue one. So this blue zone was supposed to give us sales, because it's our demand turning into resistant. They break that block. Now when they come and retest it, which is here, we could have sold there, targeting the previous lows at the bottom there. So even this one, guys, Ethereum, we are looking for a drop, but like I was saying, I'm not my watch list for, it's Friday, so I don't want a lot of watch list, lot of pairs on my watch list. So yeah, gold is there. We have gold. Free signals and setups will be shared to my free groups, so make sure you do check them out, guys. make sure you do check them out. Yes, because this ones are risky trades.